Deborah with Pinching Pesos here, and it's time for They Paid What? Sales update video. I know it's Thursday, but I was busy this week and just didn't get around to it. Had some things going on, but here's my sales for this week. It was actually a fairly decent week. I had 18 total items sold out of 16 orders for a total of $542. So fairly decent. So let's just go ahead and get started. The first thing I sold was this. Let's make my screen bigger. First thing I sold was this power cord for vintage Clairol Kindness. It's one of these. I had a bunch of curler sets that I ended up just getting rid of. I took all the curlers off, and I took their power cords if they had them, and I just dumped them because I didn't want to clean them, and they had hair inside and stuff like that, and honestly I just didn't feel like dealing with them anymore, so I parted them out. So I sold the power cord for $12.95 free shipping, and I actually took a best offer on that of $10. Next up was the bottom base of this machine. It's this right here. And it sold for $14.95 plus shipping. I had bought two of these. They were new, and they were $3.99 a piece. And so I went ahead and had parted them all out. I've sold through a lot of the pieces. I only have 3 pieces left. So let's see here. Okay, so I've had this eggplant for a super long time because the store I bought it at is that same store I was talking about last week. It's not even in existence anymore. I had this eggplant, and I had one that was a squash. The squash one sold a couple months ago, and here was this eggplant just sitting there. I only paid $2.99 for it, and it sold for $10 plus shipping. So I was ready to just get rid of that baby. I think I've had that for almost 2 years, so it was time to go. And then you saw this from my haul video for my first haul since my buying freeze. I paid, I believe, $5.99 for that. I think it was $5.99. I'll have to look. I'll show you this in a minute because I want you to see the spreadsheet that I've been working with now. But anyway, it went on best offer for $55 plus shipping. I already got feedback. She's very happy. And then this puzzle I've had for a really long time. I bought it for $2.99 at the Salvation Army, and it just didn't sell. It was just sitting there for like a lifetime. But it finally did. Went for $9.95, and it went off plus shipping. It went off to California. And then these are also from that first haul video. I paid, I believe, $5.99 for these. I think. Yeah, $5.99. And they actually went on best offer for $42, so that's a pretty good offer from $49 to $42. So they went for $42 plus shipping. And these were two pairs of Fitflops that I had also bought on the 1st of July. They went on best offer for $30, but today the customer opened up a return, and the reason for the return was shipping damage. And she left a note saying that they were in really bad condition. They were basically, I'm not sure how they would have gotten destroyed in shipping. I was really confused. She hasn't responded, and I know she's an older person based off of her email address. You know how people put their date of birth as one of their, they'll put 1972 or whatever. Well, hers said 1938. So I know she's in her 70s, and I don't know, so I was thinking that the best route would be to call her, but her number wasn't anywhere in the order or on PayPal. So if I don't hear from her today I'm going to go ahead and try to retrieve the contact information from eBay, which you can do. You just have to put in a request for the contact information, and they'll send it to you. So I'm going to try to give her a call tomorrow and see what happened with them, because the pictures of the shoes, if she's trying to claim that she didn't know the condition, I mean, the pictures are very, very clear. Like, you can see the stains, you can see, and I even said that there was suede wear, that there was stains. You can see on here that there are, you know, the different wear. I have pictures of the heels. I mean, these were worn shoes. They were structurally sound. They didn't have messed up, like, really worn down soles or anything, like holes or anything, but they were used. And that's why I priced them $39.95, and I took a best offer of $30 on them for 2 pairs when they retail for close to $100. And if they were, normally I sell used Fitflops for $39.95 for 1 pair. I put this as a set for the same price just because of their condition, and I don't know. She says they're damaged in shipping, so I don't know what to do about it. And then here was also a purchase from the first, and this was that journal. I paid $3.99 for it. I went ahead and put it on auction because I wasn't really sure what to price it at, just because it was fairly rare. This black was discontinued. They don't sell these journals in black. Now, these are refillable, so they're meant to last. It's not just something that you write in and then, you know, you get rid of. You actually buy a refill for it, just kind of like those really expensive organizers that you also buy refills for them. This is the same way. I did go ahead and make some changes after I listed it, just based off some information from some people that sounded like they knew what they were talking about over in Thrifting with the Boys. Basically were telling me that I needed to change it from being new, that it didn't look new, that it might have had a new insert, but maybe the outside wasn't new. So I went ahead and changed it and put it as used, and then I also took some new pictures because it was dusty and it had like the sticker residue on it, so it just needed to be cleaned. And so, anyway, but it went for $62, and it went off to Hawaii. So I think that's a pretty good turnaround for my $3.99. This is a Dulce Gusto Piccolo replacement water tank. This actually I sold last year to a guy from Brazil who was coming to Oklahoma and had me ship it to his hotel, and I put on the package like for them to hold it for him and all this other stuff. Well, the hotel returned it to me like 6 months later. They held it for 6 months. And they had wrote on there that the guest never checked in. I never got any kind of contact from him or anything. So I still had the money, and I got the item back. So anyway, it sold again this week for $14.95 plus shipping. This was also from my July 1st haul. This was a basic Lomography fisheye camera, and it sold, I believe, on best offer. Yeah, I took a best offer of $15 on that one, and I had paid $3.99 for it. And then I sold the rest of the Peter Rabbit tea set. I'd sold some pieces a couple weeks ago, and then this week I sold the remaining 3 pieces that I had, which was the teapot and the creamer pitcher and the sugar bowl. The person sent me an offer wanting to buy all 3 of them for $35 free shipping, and I went ahead and took it, and I was done with it. As you know, with that set, I paid $2.99 for the entire thing, and it's a pretty rare set. It's the pink Peter Rabbit. You can see that it's pink detailing, and but since I waited so long to list it, over time one of the teacups got broken, and so I parted out the set. This actually came from a merchandising job that I had a really long time ago. Shark apparently decided that they wanted their filter covers to be white in red. So if you look at the units now, this here, where it says rotator, is actually white. So when I had went into Bed Bath & Beyond and to change those out, to just replace the cover with the new design, I had this that was in a box, you know, in my car forever, and then I found it recently and was like, oh, I'll go ahead and list it, and it sold. So it was essentially free. $9.95 is what it sold for plus shipping. This is a satellite radio unit that I bought for $6.99. It was the entire set with the antenna and the remote, the charger, and everything. And it went for $49.95 off to Florida. And I ported out this bean grinder. This was the last piece of this. I sold the hopper like 2 months ago, and then the lid to the hopper also sold, and then also the little reservoir that actually gets the grounds in it, the ground beans. And then this was the last piece. And the customer had sent me a message, and she was like, well, how do you know if it works? And I was like, well, at one point it was, you know, a whole unit. Like, I'm in the business of taking units apart, so it was totally tested. I took a best offer on that one just because they were paying extra shipping because it was kind of heavy. And I took a best offer of $9. And I'll normally do that with bases just because bases are normally the last part of a machine to sell. Like, everything else will sell, and then the bases will sit forever. And last but not least was Jack Jack. I put a video. I took a best offer of $29, which was still an amazing price for something I think I paid $2.99 for. And I got a picture of Jack Jack in here. I mean, not a picture, a video of Jack Jack, just showing, you know, the noises that he makes. And I always do that with anything that has noise, or if it moves or whatever. And I have a YouTube video in the how-to section showing you how to put the videos in your descriptions. So that was my sales. Now I wanted to talk to you about, you know how recently I've been, where is it? You know, recently I've been talking about wanting to know my numbers and how important it was for me to know my numbers. And I got the Easy Auction Tracker spreadsheet. It's really amazing, but the thing about it, when I was looking at it this morning and I really got to investigating what was there, I realized that I wasn't making as much money as I thought. If you look at my profits and margins here, my revenue, you can't count March because it wasn't a full pull because it only goes back 90 days. Because I didn't buy this until, and you know how eBay only goes back 90 days. So it can only pull 90 days of information. And I was looking at my revenue, and I always say that my profits are about 50%, which is right. My profits are about 50%. And here was my revenue and my profit on, and that's not very good. So, but we all know that June was pretty slow for me, and so was May because I spent it listing really crappy things. So you can see how there is a huge uptick in July. Like, my July is pretty much beating, like, my July at half of the month is equaling whole months from the last 3 months. So this is my real deal number on my profit for July. And I want to show you how easily the spreadsheet does that. If you go into your selling, what you can do is you just press this button that says Get All Items, and it will actually pull the information from eBay for you. You don't have to key it in. You don't have to do anything other than enter your actual cost. And all the other information gets pulled, like everything. So let's just see what it comes up with. So you can kind of get an idea of how this works. Okay, so I just pulled my last couple of sales. We've got these things sold today. So all you do is you fill in your cost. And how much was the horse? So this is why I've started doing my inventory when I bring the items into the house. These are all the things that I bought this month. And there's Spirit, and he was 99 cents. So I can put that in here that was 99 cents. And then the Krups machine, I bought that previously, and so there we go. So then if we look here, the actual spreadsheet at the top shows you all of your like total revenues. But if you go here, you can see your monthly profit and losses. So I had $982 in sales for the month and $285 in shipping that was charged. So I'm at $1267. My cost of goods was $161, and the shipping that I was actually paid was $270. And then here's some listing fees, my final value fees, PayPal fees, and this was my store cost, and then refunds and things like that from my top rated seller discount. So my total profit comes out to $657 so far for the month. Now, to me, this big picture here is huge because it shows what I'm actually making, the time that I'm putting into it. Is it really worth it? I would say yes, for me, because previously the job that I had before I gave it up to do eBay, I was working part-time, which is what I'm doing now with eBay. I'm working part-time. I'm not putting in full-time hours. And I have essentially replaced the income that I left with this income here. So I'm actually, if you really look at it, I'm making more than I was working the job that I had before I quit. It's really important to me to know the real deal numbers on things, because you can work your ass off, and if I was working super duper hard at eBay and I was putting in 40 hours a week or more and this was my profit, I would have to totally reevaluate my business. But the thing about it is, like, me looking at it, when I was looking at the numbers from May and June, I thought I made more money than that. But I think the deal was is that I didn't make more money than that. I just spent less than I normally do, so I had more money available. So it seemed like I made more money, but that wasn't really the case. What I have decided to do with my business is I would like to separate my money out and actually pay myself a like an actual kind of check and keep it completely separate from my business. But I haven't really figured out if I really want to do that or not, or if I want to do that like with my husband's business, because he has a business of his own as well. And I've decided with that business that I'm going to start paying myself for helping him, because I'm basically his secretary. And I answer the phones, and I do all the emails, and I write up all of the estimates, and I write up the invoices, and I handle all of those things. And honestly, I've been doing it for free, and I needed to get paid for that. So I'm going to start actually taking a check from that as well. But anyway, just to get back to the point is, I think it's really important to know your numbers. I think it's really important to see how well you're actually really doing when you get down to the nitty-gritty, because it can be really simple to skew what's really happening with your business. And I think some people don't even know that they're not really making any money. Like I said, I'm happy with the profits that I have for the time that I put in. If I was putting in and I was waking up every morning and at 8 o'clock I was sitting down at the computer and I was just jamming it out all day long, this would be completely unacceptable. But for the little bit of time that I devote to it, hey, I've replaced my income and I get to chill at home and I make my own rules, and that's kind of kick-ass. So anyway, this became a really long video, but I just wanted to show you the spreadsheet just a little bit. about what it looked like and things like that. I don't have an affiliate link or anything like that for Easy Auction Tracker. I'm not getting any type of endorsement deal. I just wanted to show it because I think it's awesome. But anyway, that's enough about that. I hope your sales are amazing. If you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment below. Love you guys. Have a great week.